So this kind of leads me into the next question. So knowing Odell, saying Matt Ryan, he was saying he was fired that Matt Ryan came to the Colts, and obviously had his miscommunication with Baker Mayfield. Do we put Matt Ryan above Baker Mayfield, like coming to the Colts situation?
Yes,
Like,
and a big part of that is luckily, thank God, the Colts did too. Like, so all the reports were that Baker wanted out of Cleveland. Baker told Cleveland that Indy was like a preferred destination, but you never heard the other side of it, that the Colts had any interest. And then when the Matt Ryan signing came out yesterday, more reports came out that the Colts never had any interest in Baker. So shout out to Chris Ballard, shout out to Frank Reich, shout out Jim Irsay. We don't need this guy.
I've
And
had some very
kudos to
heated
them.
conversations with people about not getting Baker Mayfield. Um, Baker Mayfield's person has a really strong fan base around him, and strictly, I think Matt Ryan's the better person here. You can look at the stats; his stats are better. Baker Mayfield is very inconsistent. Like, for example, he threw for 21 picks. I think that was 2 years ago. 21 picks, threw 14 this year, and basically in the last 4 years, he's thrown 12 more picks than Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
And
and
people
to
are
be
saying Matt
fair,
Ryan's washed.
this last season he was dealing with injuries. That previous season that you said he threw those 21 picks, that still wasn't like, they still had a pretty good year. That's the year they went to the playoffs. They had like, that was a good Baker year, but I mean the 21 picks, like it's not ideal, you know.
Yeah, that and then Matt Ryan. I mean, I believe in the last 4 years, Baker Mayfield's missed 2 games. In the last 4 years, Matt Ryan, he's missed 1 game. So you can't really say it's completely. His shoulder is what makes him injury prone. It's his left shoulder. It's not his right shoulder. Obviously, that would be a completely different story. That'd be like, yeah, screw him.
You're talking
But
about who you're talking about right here? What about the shoulder?
yeah, Baker Mayfield's shoulder. It's his left
Yeah,
shoulder.
yeah.
Which obviously, when you tell people his left shoulder's messed up, they're like, "Well, he can still throw." But
But you don't
still,
want to have
that's
to
a
deal
left
with that.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know. And another thing I saw was Matt Ryan in the last 10 years has thrown over 65% every year.
And you know how big Frank Reich
Do you
is
know?
just about the completion percentage stat.
Do you know how many years Baker Mayfield's hit 65? 0.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Listen, I
So
think you're
and
capping. I think you're. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong side. I'm looking at the beginning of his career. My bad. Keep going. Sorry.
yeah, his beginning of his career, I don't know. I know in
Yeah,
the
I thought
last
it
10,
was flipped. Yeah,
there
you're right.
might. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
But
technically in 2017 it was 64.7, but I mean it's
okay,
right there. It's right there.
yeah,
We'll
it's
round
right
that
there.
up. We'll round that up.
We'll round that one up. Let's just say 9 out of 10 years. I guess my
Yeah,
bad for
yeah.
my statistic. So Baker Mayfield, the Browns wanted to only give him up for a first round pick.
We don't have
Obviously, the
that.
Colts didn't have a first round pick, and I think Matt Ryan was a steal for what we got.
And another big part of that is what Atlanta. Let me pull this up so I can read it verbatim. It's massive because you remember when the Matt Ryan discussions were happening, that everyone was talking about, well, the Colts don't want Matt Ryan's contract. His contract was crazy. So this
Yep.
thing came out that the Falcons will
Bad.
take on a $40.5 million dead cap charge by trading away Matt Ryan. That's the largest dead cap charge in NFL history. So I believe what that means is they just eat all that money. Like the Colts don't take
Yep.
it. I think they still have to pay Matt Ryan, obviously, but none of that goes to the
They
Colts.
just agreed to. They redid his contract this morning. I can't remember what it was
Yeah, I
though.
saw that too. I
But
don't remember it either.
so another topic that I'm thinking of right now is, what in the world is the Falcons doing getting rid of Matt Ryan and then bringing in Marcus Mariota?
I mean,
Like, how's that
that's.
help?
I mean, to be
And you're
fair,
still paying.
that's not a bad move. Because I wouldn't have been mad at Marcus Mariota if we didn't get Matt Ryan, to be honest.
I think it's a horrible decision, honestly. I think you
Why do
keep
you?
Matt Ryan in there because you're eating a bunch of money anyways, for one thing.
Yeah.
And bringing Marcus Mariota in, I don't think he can't do something that Matt Ryan can't. You know what I mean?